Hey. Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day. Here we are. Here we are on this wonderful, beautiful day. Welcome to Living Life in Joy. I am Rev Melissa, and we are here to have a fabulous show today. And so, Living Life in Joy is all about sharing joy that others are doing with you all. Right? Because one of my desires is to be a vessel of joy in the world. And one of the wonderful things that I get to do is to share what other people are doing that brings them joy. Yes? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So we are in May. It is what I have just decided. It's not Mother's Day, y'all. I have decided, where's my wand? I have decided that it's not just Mother's Day. May is now Abracadabra Mother's Month. That's right. I said it. What's up with this day nonsense? We deserve at least a month. So now May is Mother's Month. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And May is also Mental Health Month. So isn't it curious that they would have Mother's Day and Mental Health Day in the same month? That's not a coincidence, y'all. That is not a coincidence because as mothers, sometimes it's a lot. Sometimes it's a lot. And we have to take care of our mental health, don't we, as mothers? And so I am excited because I have a wonderful guest who is about that, who's about that joy life, y'all. So we're going to go, set, ready. Hey, good day again. I want to give a shout out to just some of the moms I see joining in. Good day and happy Mother's Day. Stephanie, Lula May, Brenda, Pastor Al, please tell Stephanie happy Mother's Day for me. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. So I want to introduce a dynamic mother who is doing wonderful things in the world. She's a dear friend to me and she's amazing. So let's just share a little bit about Carla May. So Carla Creech May is a native New Yorker. She's a graduate of CUNY Queens College with a BS in sociology, African American history, and African history. After 10 years in social services working in foster care, adoption, and at-risk youth, she gave it all up, y'all. She gave it all up to focus more on a career that would allow her to be home with her children. So out of that decision was born her desire to work with mothers and babies. Carla is a birth and postpartum doula. She's a fitness professional teaching everything. I giggled when I read this, Carla. She teaches everything but Zumba. All right now. Presently, Carla is a licensed clinical massage therapist, a corrective rehab specialist, and the owner of Soul Therapy, Massage, Birth, and Wellness in Hamden, Connecticut. Carla's background includes years of experience of health, fitness, nutrition, childbirth education, and youth empowerment. She's excited to be a part of the Bridge Corp in New Haven, Connecticut, that she runs with her husband and serves as president to help nurture families, underserved Black and Brown children, youth at risk in New Haven, pushing them to their full potential. And Carla is the mother of two amazing, beautiful young men. So please welcome to Living Life in Joy, my girl, Carla Creech May. Yes, come on, Carla. Come on.
Good morning. Listen, I still want to dance to your theme music. I
Yes, that's my producer. Sekou put that together. He created that beat, girl.
Listen, that's my son's middle name, Sekou. He's Nkosi Sekou.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
Another one, Sekou. Another
Yes.
one.
Yes. That's a great name. That's a great name.
So,
Thank you for that. It's different when you hear somebody read your bio. You're like, wow, that sounds all right.
right? She doing some things. Yeah, she got it going on. She got it
Yes.
going on. So, Carla, I'm so happy to have you on the show
I'm
today.
so happy to be here.
Yeah, so let's get into it, girl.
Yes,
Let's
ma'am.
jump right into soul therapy. What does that mean for you? Because you could have named your business a lot of things, right? So
Indeed.
soul therapy is very powerful.
So here's the thing. Initially, when I started, it was balance therapy because I felt like, well, I guess that was more of the Libra in me because I always got to have balance and peace, and that's what I was thinking was it would be a better name. And because I felt like I was integrating different modalities of exercise and massage therapy and all these things to create some sort of balance.
Mm.
But when I thought about all the things that I've done over the years, it's like I've always done work of the heart and work of the soul.
Mm.
And every time, and I put my heart and soul into it. And I feel like massage therapy and the things that I do is not just that. It's preventative. It is holistic. It's an organic approach to health. And it's just good for the soul. Like people have come into the practice and felt one way, but when they leave, they're like the first thing they do is touch their heart, or like, oh, it felt good to me. So my thing is, I like leaving people. What I say to everyone, I hope I left you better than I found you. I
Yes.
say that to everybody. So I just felt like I am good for the soul. I want to like what soul food does when you're with your family. It's not that the food is soul food, it's the feeling that it gives you, that good feeling, like you feel kind of whole, like you kind of been put back together. So that's why I changed it, because it's soulfully from me to them, my healing, because I feel like I'm a vessel of healing, so it's soulfully connected.
Ah, I love that. I love that, Carla. So when you work with people,
Mm-hmm.
what are some of the guiding spiritual practices that you feel is important for them to incorporate into their lives?
Well, what on in terms of my clinical work?
Uh-huh.
Well, I would say that most of the time people are coming in because it's almost like sometimes I'm a last resort. Um, because they're now coming to a point where they're learning self-care, or they want to focus on self-care. And my thing is, I'm trying to give the information to them, like, you have to take care of yourself. If you're not good, nobody around you is good. So I usually pray. I pray at the beginning of every session. I step out of the room and let them get themselves together, because I want my intentions and everything I say and everything I do to be like individualized for them. So I don't always know what I'm going to say or what I'm going to do when I start working with them. So whatever comes out, it always seems like it's on point. I might say the right thing or do the right thing. I always know my journey with their body, depending on, what their issues are. But I never really know. I never really know what's going to happen. I just let my intentions and everything and God just lead me, and then and just let it happen. And it hasn't failed me yet. He hasn't failed me yet in terms of how I work with people. But I always try to put across, self-care, put yourself first, you know, um, it's okay to think about yourself every once in a while. Like, let's try and focus on that. Make this massage therapy is not a luxury, it's a
Mm.
necessity. And I think that's the idea that's been with us for a long time.
It is a necessity, and so many of us regard it as a luxury. I love what you said, Carla, because what I hear is you are intuitively led and guided when you work with people.
Absolutely.
And I have had the experience of having a massage and feeling like the person that was massaging me was someplace else. Like they were just someplace else. And I left feeling incomplete. And it's like, what, I
Yeah.
didn't get everything that I
What
I
just
came here to
happened?
get. Yes, yes,
What just
yes.
happened? I've had people say that when they have a session with me, they literally said, "This is not massage. This is medicine. This is like good medicine." Like, and I thought about that, and I was like, "That's dope." For somebody to come to you, and because I don't think people realize how important the importance of touch is. The importance of touch and how healing touch is. I don't take it for granted. I don't play around with it. So when someone said that to me, I thought that was actually beautiful. That is like, this is medicine. This is like so healing for me. I've had people cry on the table or just finally have a sense of relief. And I let them do it. So that's something that was locked up in their soul or in their body that they needed to have released. So, I mean, it's amazing work. I love what I do. I never go to work. I never work. I never work. It's like, I don't have a problem. I'll come and sit. I'm just so excited about what I do because I know that I'm going to change somebody's life
That's
in that 1
beautiful.
hour.
That's
So
beautiful.
it's amazing.
And so you're working also with mothers in postpartum and birth as a
Yes.
postpartum and birth doula. Tell me about
Yes.
that work.
So I've been doing that since before I got pregnant with my oldest in Kosi Sekou. So, I mean, it was important to me to have a different type of birthing experience than the people, that were around me. So, a long time ago, I thought I wanted to be a midwife, want to go to school for nursing. And I did an apprentice midwifery, little something like down in Nashville, like years ago. But it was cool, but I figured doula work was more attainable, you know? And so the reason I wanted to do that is because one, I wanted to stay home with my children at that time. And I felt like health and fitness and doula work and birth work was a way for me to be able to do that, but also connect with a lot of different women who thought like I did. It was a community. My birth community was Brooklyn. And I loved it so much. And I learned so much from those women who were home with their children and homeschooling and not allowing their children to get vaccinated. Like, it was a whole culture, like a whole vibe that I was lightweight aware of because of how I grew up, but to be around it in that, I just loved it. And then when I started like doing, I did all sorts of doula work in different levels, working with different organizations, and I just loved helping women during this process. Birth is it's just amazing to see. And especially if they were a personal training client and I had built a relationship with them, and then they get pregnant and then they go through the whole process, I felt like it was just awesome to be a part of something so amazing. And I just loved it. I just loved it. So, I mean, at this point, the time I think I've done maybe 58 births. 58 births. Of course, more of them, in the city, as a backup doula or whatever the case is. But now I feel like we need to have more doulas of color, Black doulas, because it's very, very needed right now in this space that we're in right now. And holding space, a safe space for women women of color, Black women who are birthing or just feel like they need, it's more important now than it was when it was important then, but now with the race and the morbidity for, Black mortality for Black mothers, and that hint of racism that we're being listened to when in the medical field, period. you know um so any kind of birth worker, whether it's a childbirth educator, a midwife, a doula, I want to see more who look like me, because we need it. We need it so badly, so there can be advocates for us who hold a safe space for us, because there's a lot of bias in birth right now.
Yes,
The
there's a
birth
lot of
field.
bias. It's astonishing to me when I read statistics about Black women especially, who die right
Yes,
after childbirth.
absolutely, absolutely, and not only that,
Mm,
the cesarean rate is really high too, and sometimes I'm wondering, do we really need to have a cesarean? I mean, or does that particular caregiver have a golf game that he needs to get to? Or is the information that's being passed down, not, accurate? There's so many different things that contribute to that. And the stories that I'm seeing lately are just, they're sad. And, almost every other week we're hearing about a woman who has died after childbirth. And they look like me, and they look
mm,
like you, and they look like
mm.
somebody that we know. And it's heartbreaking. So I just wish whatever kind of space that we as women can hold to support other women who look like us, we need to try and do it. We really do. We need to create that space so we can hold safe spaces for them.
Yes. And so, Carla, if someone wanted to work with you with the your doula work, or with massage, or with wellness in general, how would they find you?
Well, of course, my website. They can. I think. I guess will be in the link. They could find me on Facebook. Soul Therapy, Massage, Birth and Wellness. I'm on Instagram as the same, and all my information, email address or whatever, is on there, so they can contact me. I did have self-scheduling, but I like to kind of manage my schedule a little bit better now, especially because of the times that we're living in with COVID. So I book personally everybody. I don't let them self-schedule anymore, but they can contact me in those three ways.
Okay. All right. And I know you're running something special for May.
Well, so it's funny that you said that it is National Mental Health Awareness Month. It's Mother's Day. The other day, just Friday, I think I actually looked up all of the things in May. There's so many celebratory events in May. Some of them are quite shocking to me. Did you
Wait,
did you
Carla.
see did you
Yes.
see my list?
When I saw National Masturbation Month, I
It's
was
like,
like, well,
see,
okay now.
listen.
Alrighty.
So Mental Health, Mother's Day, National Masturbation, those are all connected for in my mind. They are all connected. And then it had date your mate day. I mean, all of the things, all of the things. I'm like, well, let me get my M in here. So I just called it Massage Mania May, where if people schedule, if they prepay and book a massage anytime during May. You don't necessarily have to have it in May. Well, I'm booked off for May anyway, so it doesn't matter. But if you prepay
Mhm.
and book it, you'll get 10% off of any service. And so I just thought that National Masturbation, I thought that was I never heard of that. Have you? I never heard that. I was so tickled by that. Like, can
Me
you
too.
imagine? Oh my God.
Imagine that gathering, right?
Oh my God. When I looked it up, there were some images, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not even gonna go to that because I don't want to. try and unsee something. I was like, what? It was probably a lot of blurred screens and stuff, but still, just the idea of it just tickled me so
It
good.
tickled me too. So, Carla, Stephanie is asking, where are
Yeah.
you located? Where are you
So
doing this wonderful work?
I am in Hamden. Well, I'm in Hamden, Connecticut. It's in New Haven County. I've been up here a little over, well, almost 7 years now.
Mhm.
So, yes, I'm in Hamden. If you know anything about Hamden.
So, Carla, do you go to people, like if someone wanted to have a session with you, a massage therapy session with you, do you go to people's homes?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not. It's funny because people are like, how come you don't go? I said, I don't know Connecticut like that. In New York, I know every single place in New York. And people, when I say I feel more comfortable moving like that in New York, they're like, oh my God, what? Like I do, because that's home for me. But Connecticut, there's spaces here where your phone dies, you don't get a signal. I don't want to be out here not knowing, where I am. So no, generally I do not do that.
Okay. All right. So let's get into some joy questions. Let's get into some joy
Yes.
questions. So I say, well, before I do that one, what does joy look or feel like for you, Carla?
Oh, so when I read that question, I was like, that's a very layered question for me.
Mm.
Um, I know that joy, you can have joy, and joy and happiness are two different things, right? Because happiness is like a emotion, right? You have some ebbs and some flows.
Mhm.
Joy is to me, um, the fact that I have people in my circle. I have a joy circle, and those people in my joy circle bring me joy. I know I can hit on them if I needed to. Joy is being able to have some level of freedom in terms of the things that I do, the work that I do, um, and being able to do it without any boundaries. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who don't enjoy going to work. That's joy. Joy is knowing that I am loved, and I am loved, and I can give love freely.
Yes.
I think that's most important because there's so many people who don't know how to love, and they don't know how to love freely.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and I guess the ability to love people um, the way they want to be loved, not how I want to love them. Because I
Beautiful.
think, yeah. So I think that's part of the joy for me.
Okay. All right. So I say I'm living life in joy,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
What are you living life in?
Ooh. Well, the quarantine has shown the whole COVID thing. I felt like there was a time when I was living life in fear to
Mm.
some extent. But what I had to learn about myself is that I'm not in control. I'm not in control of things that happen. So I had to change that thinking. And I can see living life, but to me, it was like living life day by day. Right. And then as things got better or whatever, my ritual for myself was um, living in the now, living in the moment, and then it seemed like it just started to get better in terms of my mindset and
Mhm.
how I wanted to live. And I figured that I had to put my mind in a positive mindset in order to keep it moving. So I would say living with intention, living with purpose, um, and creating as much joy that I can.
All
That's
right. All right, I'll take it. Living life in intention, living
yeah,
life in purpose,
yeah,
living life and creating the joy. I love that. I will take
yeah,
all of that. Before we go to the joy song, there's a question from the community.
yes.
Darcel is asking, how do you find doulas in other states?
So Darcel is my best friend. You found me. That's my best friend. Well, there is a Black doula directory. There is a Black doula directory um, that that has a list of birth workers and different things like that. There's also an app that that some women created. I was just on a Black Birthing Liberation conference call a couple of weeks ago, and there's an app called Earth, and it's taking the bias out of birth, and that app will also give a lot of information about Black midwives and doulas and childbirth educators as well. So I'm probably not saying, but I think the app is called Earth, taking the bias out of birth. So that's why it's called Earth.
Yes, I've seen
Right, yeah.
I've seen that, and I'm reaching out to the woman who created that. One of my girlfriends, Kalebo, hooked
Yeah.
told me about that. Yes, yes, yes.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I was on that Liberating Black Birth. It was a call that took place just a couple of weeks ago. It was very, very informative. And that's when they talked about the app. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I can dig it. So yeah. So that's those are two that I know of.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So let's find out, Carla. What is your joy song?
Dun dun dun.
Don't get my producer go. I knew he was going to do that.
Come on, Sekou. I love it.
What's the joy song? What's your joy song?
Oh, you asked me. Oh,
yeah.
Grateful for It All by Marvin Sapp. I love that song because when you listen to the words, he's saying, I'm grateful for all of it. The good, the bad, the small, everything, because you brought me through it. And it's just every time it just gets in my spirit. I don't want to start crying, but the song is pretty powerful.
Okay,
so that's my favorite. I listen to it every morning.
All right. It's part of your ritual then.
It's part of my ritual.
Okay. So we're going to play a snippet of it now,
Okay.
and then we're going to play the whole thing at the end of the show because I love this song.
I hope y'all are blessed by it. I hope you're blessed by it because it's a wonderful song.
All right, let's play it.
Thank you for it all. The good, bad, the ugly, great and small. The times of victory and when I fall. I'm so grateful that I'm still standing tall.
Sing it, Marvin.
Thank you for my tears. The pain helped me overcome my fears. You've been good to me down throughout the years. It's a miracle that I'm still standing here. All that I am is because all that you brought me through. And everything I survived, it's all because of you.
I thank you for it all. The good, bad, the ugly, great and small.
That's a word.
The times of victory and when I fall.
Oh my.
I'm so grateful that I'm still standing tall.
I thank you for my tears.
I thank you for the tears.
The pain helped me.
Overcome my
pain helped me overcome my fears. Yes, you have.
It's a miracle.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. That is a word.
That's a word.
Yes. So we're gonna play that whole thing at the
Yes.
end of the show. So please stay
Yes.
tuned for that. Carla, my beloved, thank you so much. Thank you for blessing me with your presence,
Oh,
with your
Melissa,
gifts,
thank
and
you.
with your joy.
Thank you so much for having me. I love you. I love
Mwah.
you.
Love you too, girl. All right, y'all. So there you have it. Joy in the world through soul therapy. Carla May is doing it in Connecticut. Please reach out to her. Take advantage of the gift of 10% off if you prepay and book in the month of May. She is amazing. I could testify. I've had massage from her. She is amazing. So, we're going to keep it going. Thank you, Ron, for the happy Mother's Day. Thank you all for spending part of the Mother's Day with me today. Mother's Day is really special, and I want to share. I was going to share the video, but we're not going to share that because we're running out of time. But I think, have you heard of the story of this woman in Mali who gave birth in Morocco to 9 children? 9 children, y'all. Amazing. Talk about a Mother's Day. And she already had a child. So now she got 10 babies. She got 10 babies. And her husband, they interviewed the husband, and he was just saying how he just wanted to share the joy with the world, share the joy with the world. So check out that story. I might show it tomorrow on Morning Sip because it's an amazing story. She thought she was having 7 babies and had 9. Now, if someone told me I was going to have 7 babies, that right there is enough. But she had 9, y'all, and they are in gratitude and they are in joy. So I just say happy Mother's Day 9 times to Halima Cisse out in Morocco. Girl, you are doing it. You are doing it. She may have set a new world record also. So love that story. So today's joy quote is a quote that I found today when I was looking for like Mother Day posts to send to people. And I came across this one and I was like, oh, how perfect is this? So the quote says, "Mom turned upside down spells wow." Mom turned upside down spells wow. Now, ain't that a word? That is a word right there. Yes. Sometimes as mother, we just say, "Whoo, oh, wow. Whoo," right? Whoo. So I want to give a shout out to my mom. She is here. Eunice Gibson is my mother. She is my hero. Yes, we are rocking the hero hoodies right there. Shout out to Sekou Wrights. And she's my hero, y'all. My mother has never given up on me. And if you've been following me, you'll know that I was a handful. I was a handful growing up. And I could say this. And I am so grateful that I'm able to say it. Because of my mother, I have never known not one day without feeling loved, without being loved. Not one day has gone by in my life that I have not felt love, that I have not known that I am loved. And that is because of my mother. So, mommy, I love you. Happy Mother's Day. You are awesome. You are the wow in my life. You are the hero in my life. So I am blessed. I am blessed to be the mother of 2 amazing young women. They are already 14 years old, twin girls. And I woke up and, I get up and I do my morning practice and I do my rituals and everything. And one comes in my office, goes into my cabinet, gets some construction paper, leaves. Other one comes, does the same thing, leaves. I said, okay, what's going on here? So later on in the morning, what do I get? My 2 handmade Mother's Day cards. So they have been making me handmade Mother's Day cards for as long as they could write. So I like the handmade Mother's Day cards, not the ones that you get at the store, not Hallmark. I want my homemade Mother's Day card. So I want to share. Okay, you'll just humor me for a moment. I want to share. So this one is from Zola. We got another drum roll. She says, "Happy Mother's Day. And mommy, you are awesome and incredible mom. Thank you for being my cool mom. I love you, Zola." And then this one is from my Aria. And Aria says, "Happy birthday." She gives the definition. So you'll know this is my child because you'll know how I feel about the dictionary. She says, "Mother is a noun, a woman in relation to her children, and as a verb, bring up a child with care and affection." All right now. She writes, "You are everything of that definition and more. Thank you for giving me nourishment, care, and love for the past 14 years and 76 days. I love you and appreciate you more than words can say. I love you, Aria." The girl is counting the days. 14 years and 76 days. I have been their mother, and it's been the greatest joy of my life to have the experience of God as the mother to Aria and Zola. So with that, let's end the show. We're going to end it with just some quick joy news. Join me tomorrow for Morning Sip, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We do a new series, or we're doing part 3 of the work. I don't know yet. I'm feeling some tingling with the work part 3, the habits. And then join me for our meditation with the moon on May 12th at 4 a.m. We do a spiritual practice together, meditating with the new moon. So please join me for that. That will be on Zoom. And right after, in a couple of minutes, I will be jumping off of here and going to my spiritual home, Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living. I am bringing the word today on Mother's Day at Rockland CSL. So please join me at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The topic is revolutionary love. And so please join me for service, rocklandcsl.org. You just click on the Sunday service link and you'll be in the Zoom room. Or we also live stream on Facebook. So you can just go to the Rockland CSL Facebook page and you can enjoy the service there. All right, y'all. So peace and blessings, peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes. Please enjoy. Thank you for it all. Have a wonderful Mother's Day. God bless to all the mothers, to all the nurturers. If you don't have children of your own, I know you nurture. So God bless you. Peace be with you.
I thank you for it all. The good, bad, the ugly, great and small. The times of victory and when I fall. I'm so grateful that I'm still standing tall. I thank you for my tears. The pain helped me overcome my fears. You've been good to me down throughout the years. It's a miracle that I'm still standing here. All that I am is because all that you brought me through. And everything I survived, it's all because of you.
I thank you for it all. The good, bad, the ugly, great and small. The times of victory and when I fall.
Oh my.
I'm so grateful that I'm still standing tall.
I thank you for my tears.
I thank you for the tears. fears.
The pain helped
The
me.
pain helped me overcome my
Pain
fears.
helped me overcome
You've
my
been good
fears.
to me down throughout the years.
Yes, you have.
It's a miracle I'm still standing here.
All that I am
It's because of all that you brought me through.
and everything.
It's all because of you.
How can I say thank you for all the ways you made for me?
Thank you enough.
The doors you opened, the times you were there, always making a way for me.
Thank you
My heart cannot express the gratitude that I feel for you right now. So I just have to pause for a moment right now and say, I gotta say thank you for all you done for me. Oh, thank you for every opportunity. I gotta say thank you. I gotta tell you thank you for all the ways you made. Oh, I just wanna say thank you for my life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for my strength. I just wanna say thank you. You've been a way maker. You've been a heart fixer. You've been a mind regulator. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I thank you for it all. The good, bad, the ugly, great and small. The times of victory and when I fall. I'm so grateful that I'm still standing tall. I thank you for my tears. The pain helped me overcome my fears. You've been good to me down throughout the years. It's a miracle that I'm still standing here. All that I am is because of all that you brought me through. And everything I survive, it's all because of you. I'm grateful for you.